All right. Hey, it's me, Abby P. What up, my people? Finally, I have another video about learning Korean, and on top of that, I have a very special guest with me here today. Some of you might know him.
Who?
Just might.
Who's that?
Go Billy Korean! Annyeong!
Yo, hey guys.
So we prepared some questions to ask Billy today to hopefully help you Korean learners how to reach his awesome, amazing level of Korean as well. Let's get started. First question, what made you want to start learning Korean, and how did your Korean studies actually begin?
Yes, well, I am self-taught, so I got interested in it because I first studied Japanese for a few years.
Oh, me too. Cool.
Oh, really? Yes. I really liked it, and I did that for 3 years, and I had a bunch of Japanese friends at the time, but a lot of them ended up moving back to Japan. Instead, some of my Japanese friends were friends with Koreans. Anyway, I met a lot of Koreans and started to kind of get interested in maybe I should learn Korean too. So back like early 2005, I started like getting some books and just slowly learning the alphabet and doing this and that. And yeah, that's how I originally got into it in the beginning. And then from there, it just grew and I kept going with it.
So, second question. For beginners, learning Hangul is the first step,
Yes.
right? What do you feel is the next important step?
It's not a fun step, but I think starting grammar, doing lots of exposing yourself to Korean, like a lot, as much as possible, whether that's included in your study or not. If you're studying Korean or you want to learn another language, you need to also make sure you're listening to that language a lot. And so whether you like, Korean dramas or music or whatever it is you like, something that's exposing you to the language. For me, I did not watch Korean TV or listen to music or anything like that. For me, I just read some news articles or read some books or stuff like that. Do something that's fun for you that you would want to do anyway, because in order to learn Korean, you need a ton of exposure that you can't get only from like watching YouTube videos or only from doing one source. So I would start with grammar and lots of immersion.
Yes, immersion. That's
the word I was looking for.
Immerse yourself.
Yes.
Next question. Pronunciation is something that's very difficult, I think, for foreigners learning Korean.
Yes.
So, any tips on how to improve pronunciation?
Yeah. Record yourself.
Oh, that's a good one. I do that as well. So that's a good tip.
This requires that you have some immersion. You're exposing yourself to Korean. But you can't really tell how you sound in Korean until you can listen to it. So record yourself, and it's like really embarrassing to do it sometimes. Especially
the cringe.
Yeah, you don't want to actually know how your pronunciation is, but when you do that and you listen to yourself, you can hear something sound wrong if you're not saying it right. You can kind of hear some stuff. Also, you can listen to something and try to imitate it and record yourself as well and compare it, and you can hear that you sound really different to that. So for Korean, I would try to, in my head, repeat what someone else said. So I hear someone say something, I'd repeat it in my head, like try to copy it, and then later when I tried to say a phrase with that in it, I'd try to copy the intonation that I had heard before. But I think a voice recorder would be a little more efficient.
Or just your phone. Right?
Yeah, or your phone.
I definitely agree with that. As an English teacher, we do a lot of listen and repeat in classes, so that you should try that. Just like a student, you're like a kid in a class. Listen to Korean, repeat it in dramas and music. It really helps with pronunciation.
And one more thing about that is, if you like Korean dramas, then you have it easy. Like seriously, I don't like Korean dramas so much, so I didn't get this benefit. But watch a Korean drama multiple times, so you'll get used to hearing exactly the sounds and intonations those characters are making, and you're hearing it over and over and over again. So if you do that while you're studying Korean, then you might not understand much the first time, but the second, third, fourth, fifth time you've watched that same episode, you'll be able to get a lot more, and your intonation and pronunciation will also get better from that too.
What kind of study regimen do you recommend for Korean learners? Whatever
you're doing to study, because I've been asked this a lot, I can't really tell you exactly how you should be studying or how long you should be studying, because everyone has different schedules, but whatever you can do that allows you to put Korean into every day is going to be better than like a 1 hour, 2 hour
even
day
if it's
goal.
just like a little bit of time, right?
Something that you're doing that you can do throughout the day is going to be better than like once a week or once every other day studying. The more you're exposed to Korean and trying to do it, your brain's kind of processing stuff even while you're not studying. So if you're studying throughout the day, here like maybe a little bit in the morning or a little bit during lunch or in the bathroom or whatever.
Sleep at night. You're always on your phone before you go to bed anyway.
Yeah.
So might as well like do something with Korean.
Yeah, like put some of that into your daily schedule, whatever you're doing, then you don't have to worry about whether you're busy or not. But if you have a lot of free time, so you know you don't have a job or for whatever reason, then I would say at least an hour or so a day. Try to get in a nice balance of studying grammar, studying a little bit of vocabulary, and a lot of exposure. So that's what I'd recommend.
Yeah, and the reason I asked this question is because a lot of viewers, they are eager to study Korean, but they are sort of all over the place, don't know where to study, what to study.
And for that, I would say get some sort of curriculum, a guide that tells you which things to study. So textbooks do this. Online courses do this. You want something to tell you when you should study what, because if you're just looking at random lessons on the internet, you're going to encounter tons of vocab you don't know, tons of grammar forms you don't know, and each resource is expecting that you know something different in order to understand the course. So even like my videos would be, if you just try to study Korean by watching all my videos, it's random. You need some sort of order. So search for a curriculum. It doesn't really matter so much which one you're doing, as long as you're studying along with that curriculum, then you should be good.
So what are some funny and embarrassing moments when it came to speaking Korean?
I might have I'm sure I've had a lot, but I might have blocked out from memory a lot of embarrassing things that I've done.
Just one of them.
But I do remember plenty of ones that my friends did. So one of my friends was learning Korean, spoke very poorly, and he asked me in Korean, he's like, hey, how can I say right now in Korean? And I was thinking like, cause he wanted to say like, why don't we go eat right now? So I'm like, well, you know, you can just say 지금. Like, you know, it just means now. And he's like, no, like not just now. Like, what about like right now? Like, let's go eat right now. I'm like, you don't need to say right now. You just say 지금. It's fine. Koreans just say that. He's like, no. How can I say right now? I'm like, oh gosh. Okay, well, Koreans can say like 바로 지금. You know, like right now. He's like, all right, 우리 바로 지금 먹으러 갈까요? And it's basically like saying, should we all go eat right now? And he would use it all the time, like every time you would say
so
now.
It sounds like too
it's
much.
like really like right now.
Like caps lock.
Yeah.
Right now.
But yeah, and then you know, plenty of goofy mistakes with people accidentally swearing in Korean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Really easy to accidentally swear in Korean. There's so many words in Korean that are swears that sound like a normal word.
I definitely want to talk about some of my funny and embarrassing moments, but we don't have a lot of time in this video, so I'll save that for another video. Yeah, any final words of advice for Korean learners out there?
Yes, a couple things. One is just that when you're studying Korean, kind of think about how far do you want to go with it. If you want to get to conversational level, which is at least most people have a goal of being at least conversational, understand that Korean is not an easy language, and you will hit a point where you kind of feel like this is too hard. Why am I doing this?
Points.
Yeah, like you'll run into a bunch of things. You're like, you know, I'm just not smart enough to do this. Like, this is too much. This is too hard. Like, I thought I understood it, but I don't. I interact with a lot of people, you know, learning Korean through my channel, and people email me.
As a teacher.
It's really common. Like, I don't know anybody who has learned Korean without going through these struggles. You have to go through these hurdles to do it, but you can do it if you just keep going through it, practicing, and you'll eventually get it, and you'll eventually, you know, you'll start your own YouTube channel teaching Korean or whatever. Because, you know, I did it, and I don't consider myself smart with Korean. I think I just struggled a lot and kept going with it, you know, for 13 years, and that's how I got to where I am.
13 years, yeah.
So,
people think like they want to learn it in like months, and it's a journey.
Like, oh, I want to learn Korean to conversational level. How long will it take? I'm like, yeah, honestly, like 1 to 2 years if you're living in Korea, and that's if you're trying.
Yeah.
But you can do it. Just keep going with it.
Yeah. Don't worry about the time frame. Just take it step by step. You know.
One other thing I would want to say is that you don't have to wait until you're conversational in Korean to be able to talk in Korean with people.
Yeah.
You can have a pen pal and you can practice saying hello, how are you, what are you doing today? You can explain what you're doing. You can be writing in a journal. You can try to think Korean. I think chatting online is a really easy way to practice Korean.
Apps.
But you can use your Korean right away. You don't have to wait until you can actually speak it. Kind of like fake it till you make it. So yeah, try to use it while you're going. If you're not using it a lot, then it's going to take even longer to learn than it would otherwise. So that's what I would give you.
Thank you so much, Billy.
Thank you.
Great collaboration.
I had a fun time.
If this video helped you out, like this video, comment any more tips you'd like to know, anything else you'd like to see, subscribe, you know what to do.
Smash that subscribe button, ram that like button, drop the bell button.
See you in the next one.
그럼 다음에 또 봐.